Crazy how people say, oh, wrestling is fake. Well, you're gonna watch tonight, and when these kids stand on the top rope, they jump off the top rope and land on their back. There's no way you can fake that. Obviously, everyone knows that you're not getting punched in the face, but the physicality that you have to have in this is very, very high. You have to be physically able to do this. My name is Jack Darrell Hillegas, and I'm the owner of the Micro Wrestling Federation. So the Micro Wrestling Federation was started in 2000 by a guy. He was a little guy named Chris Geyer. He went as the Pissed Off Dwarf. I was booking comedians, and I didn't even know micro wrestling existed. Next thing you know, I started booking him shows. I end up booking him one too many shows. He says, hey, I don't want to go on the road that much. I just bought the company from him. And that was in 2008, and here we are in 2022. I'm not in this business because I have a wrestling background, but I do have a wrestling background. When I was younger, I wrestled. So I kind of knew what was going on, and I've been through training and all that kind of stuff. So I just had to let the guys maneuver on their own and then say, no, you can't do this. This is how you have to do it, and just put my touch on it. I was living in Tampa back in the time in my early 20s, and that's where every wrestler lives, in the Tampa Bay areas. So when I went into the transition to the micro wrestling, all it was changing a few words. A show is a show. It didn't make a difference to me. I think being able to understand how the matches work and the spots that run in the ring helps me understand it with the guys, because I could work on the shows together. Like, our whole entire show is all collaborative effort between all of us. I let them do what they want to do, and then I watch it, and then I go, hey, well, maybe it might be better if you do this or that, and vice versa. They do the same things. So right now, we're standing in the Microtorium of Pigeon Forge. This is a 300-seat mini arena. We opened up in 2019, and we have 8 to 9 little people that work here. Then I have a road show that tours the entire country. They do 6 shows a week from state to state. Micro 1 is on the road. Micro 2 is our Pigeon Forge crew. They do 4 shows a week here at the building, but we don't make a whole lot of money here just yet. We're on a 5-year plan, and we're reaching our goals that we set. So we do about 8 to 10 road shows a month for Micro 2 here at the building. The guys on the road like being on the road because they do way more shows than these kids do here. Basically, the kids that are here in Pigeon Forge mostly are the ones that have families, and a lot of the kids live here. I wanted to give it 3 years. I gave Pigeon Forge 3 years. At the end of the 3rd year, I knew we were staying and we weren't going anywhere. So I told all the kids, if you guys get apartments here, I'll pay your deposits. So there's like 10 of us living here now. So the ones that live here don't really want to travel. The other kids that are on the road, they live everywhere, so it doesn't really make a difference for them, you know. But it's nice for these kids. They come in, they do a show, and they get to go home.
This is the greatest show tour in the United States. I can say that with full certainty. I'm not ripping on any other company, but I've seen other companies. I've seen the way that this one works. We leave it all in the ring every single time. I can't walk more than here to there without getting tired. But for some reason, when that music hits, I can walk 1.5 miles. It's crazy. We love what we do, and we leave it all out there. We would break our bodies for them to have a good show. Nobody has more passion than Jack does.
It's very inspiring. It shows, it shows us that, hey, keep pushing through. You never know what can happen.
And you want to bust your butt for a guy like that.
And he also inspires us that we can be great when a lot of the world doesn't always do that. Being a dwarf, he's like, dude, you can get in there and do it. He makes us work hard, but he's showing us that we can do anything anybody out there can do.
So my name's Little Miss, and I actually got into wrestling because my cousin, Flying Ryan, has been in the company for a while, and I got to see what he was doing and the money he was making and the opportunities. So they were looking for a girl at the time, and I reached out, and here I am.
I joined last July. I got in this company because I was working in my wheelchair at a logistics company, answering cold calls, moving freight between companies, and I was an entertainer through my band. I was a lead singer on stage. I loved that part of my life. I didn't love my day job at all. So I was miserable one day, and I met Jack on the road at a Diamond Music Hall in St. Louis, and I called him up, told him I was miserable, and he brought me out for 13 shows, and that was it. My job is to entertain as far as going around, making sure everybody's having a good time and trying to translate what's happening into the ring in a story on the microphone. So people come from all over the world and they're coming for a vacation. They're only here for a short time. So they don't follow us, they don't know the story behind it. So I have to tell the story during the match to get them over, as far as getting the story over as well as the characters in the ring. And I love the job, it's fun.
My favorite part about professional wrestling is interacting with the crowd. You know, whether it's the kids, whether it's the adults, just putting on a really good show and seeing their reaction and going, wow, these people, they're like regular, normal people, but they just live a different lifestyle.
When I go out in the Target and you get looked at a certain way, you feel like an alien. Like, why is his head so big? Why is he so little? Why? When you're up on the ring or up on the stage and you're doing this, you're larger than life for just 2 hours. And you feel like, I can't describe it, the adrenaline, even though it only lasts for 2 hours, I'd much rather be stared at in the Ivar character than when I go to my normal life. You know what I mean? It's two different ways of being looked at. And it's addicting. It's so addicting. And you get to inspire people too.
The best thing about being a wrestler is getting on that stage and showing the world that just because you're different, you can be great. I hope what the fans take away, or anybody that sees our show, they enjoy our show, but also no matter what your differences are, you can do anything that you set your mind to.
You know, they may have a disability in life, but they're not handicapped. And then when people see them do what they do, no one comes in here knowing what to expect. And the first thing that they see is when they open up that front door right there is 5 or 6 little ones going, hey, what's up? High five. Welcome to the Microtorium. And the personalities are over and above. And when you open that door and you're hit with that, you're like, whoa, I didn't know I was going to get that. And then you see all the high-flying action off the top rope. I always tell everybody, when you come to a micro wrestling show, you're going to see more top rope action than you will on any WWE telecast. It's amazing how we've been embraced with open arms. From the day we got here, everyone has helped us any way that they could to be successful. So we're glad that we're here. We're not going anywhere. And the good thing about us being in Pigeon Forge is we're not the same old song and dance like everything else. It's wrestling, totally different, you know, and you don't even have to be a wrestling fan to like this. You're gonna come in, you're gonna see the cast of characters that we have, and that's the allure, just to get them in the door. Something new, something unique, and by the time they leave, they may not be wrestling fans, but they're gonna be micro fans.
We want to hear about your Tennessee life. If you know of a person or story you would like to see featured on this program, please write to the address on the screen.